It just goes to show you that Nukitashi is just easily being one of my favorite shows to honestly to watch, honestly, to have my glorious eyes to be just straight up looking at the glorious women that are just getting their whole rails clapped and just cheeked the hell up. It is just a good time. Again, like I said before, I love it when an anime or an ecchi show rather takes itself, into a route where it can be a bit more serious, or at least do something with a plot, honestly, that's not necessarily just comedic value. And that's what I really, really enjoy about this one. I have, and really, I would say it's been a minute, but I haven't been so immersed in an anime before for a good little while. I haven't been so damn immersed, honestly, since, if I'm gonna be real, I probably would say, like, since Edith and Deities, if I'm gonna be honest. So it's been a chunk of time, but this is the most immersed I've been, mainly because of how much is just so at stake, and it's literally a matter of the main character's Giga Dick and who gets it. That's literally what this is, and I pretty much wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this, with Nanase being in the guillotine or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if the ending ends up just being how they free her, is he just smashing her in public. I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up just being the damn case. It probably is going to be the damn case. Nanase is going to feel all that 85.5% of straight up body fat worth of dick right inside. It's just gonna be the most weirdest, stupidest, hilarious, and yet most entertaining time I think I will ever personally see. Like, for me personally, this anime is just getting in to top 5 category for me. At first I was thinking, is there a way of how it cannot do so? And honestly, maybe, but also at the same time, what's kind of stopping it? Not really anything for me to hate it, to be honest. And ultimately, again, it is ridiculous. It is by far the most ridiculous show I think I've ever personally have seen, and one of the most wildest concepts to really throw out there to kind of do it in this sort of way. But honestly, again, I'm enjoying it for how much it takes itself seriously, right? And yes, you do have comedy in there, but they take the comedy serious as well, and it's fun, and I really enjoy the assignment that obviously the creator of this show absolutely knew what they were doing with. And it makes me terrified and sad that this is coming to an end in 2 more episodes. I genuinely am going to hate when the show is gone, because this is the most fun I've seen an anime been for like a good minute now. Like, this anime is just nothing but everybody is down bad, everybody is going hog wild, and it's just straight up the most down bad central anime you will ever really see. And with the most insane points of plot to twist the narrative of how things could absolutely go. Like in this episode with the whole negotiation with Toka in, June, when it comes down to it, literally, it was just like, yo, real talk, we ain't gonna necessarily be able to help you with the Nanase thing unless you do something for the FS, really. And essentially, Toka was just straight up getting down bad, trying to get with this man, basically kind of doing what he did to Nanase in a way, if you really think about it. And essentially, he's just out here just giving up hope that there is no way to kind of beat this damn, pervert law when it comes down to it. Mans was like, you know what? I'll give you my dick. Why the hell not? As long as you give me Nanase and she don't get touched anymore. And as long as you don't lay a finger on any of the people that's worked with me, I'll give you this dick. And essentially, that's literally some of the line work there. That's how some of the lines were said, honestly, right? And Toka was just all for it. She's still all for it at the end of this damn episode. I wouldn't be surprised if her ass ends up just like in the credits of the show, like how they show everybody kind of chilling together. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the moment where, they end up kind of having her to just flip sides, or kind of just be flipping sides on the down low or something like that. And then Jun took himself like so seriously throughout this whole thing, just giving up essentially, kind of just being like, you know what, guys, there ain't no point in continuing. Revenge, the pervert law, trying to stop the FS, trying to say the Nasa, yeah, it's over with. It's just GG's. Mans was literally getting pissed off because his dick was literally just basically a power move that he can't necessarily control at all, and everybody basically wants it, and that's just how it is, right? But ultimately, it took Fumino to kind of sit here and be like, bitch, if you don't shut your ass up, you have a big dick. Yes, we all clearly could see that, but when it comes down to it though, you shouldn't necessarily like be controlled in some shape or form by the FS. You should at least try to do the right thing and all this sort of stuff. And it just, again, stupid ass plot, stupid ass things are being said, but it takes itself so seriously that it's actually like a thing that's happening. And even going as far as his own damn sister coming through me like, big bro, this is what you are. Takes down pants, straight immediate dick right in front of her face. That is your sister, who granted said she would get herself clapped by you, but still, it is crazy at the end of the day. And having like the other two girls come through and just start getting naked too, just, you know, kind of telling their own damn problems, like, bitch, I'm fat as hell, I want to lose weight before I get smashed, or, you know, I'm basically a lolly character, you know, I'm not really a lolly, but end of the day, I want to go ahead and get clapped so people don't necessarily be on that type of time or whatever, and all that sort of stuff. It's just so damn dumb. It is the dumbest thing on the planet, yet it takes itself so seriously, and I actually enjoy it. This isn't like a lot of different shows where they go out their way to be like, yeah, we need to take this thing seriously of what's happening here, and that's just how it is, and obviously we can't do no more than this because that's just not how we're supposed to do it. We must get cock blocked in every direction, and it's not doing that. It's not necessarily doing that. Yes, you can very much say that June is still in that camp of just having a lot of different characters to say, no, I am a good boy, we can't necessarily do things like this, that is filthy. It's less of that and more like he doesn't mind doing something like that or getting freaky and all that sort of stuff. It's just he wants to actually have someone that he likes to do it with first. That's essentially kind of what it is. And ultimately, if that is basically the case, I don't really see him in that same sort of camp as a lot of harem protagonists that is out there, right? Definitely, I don't really see him in that sort of camp when it comes down to it. Like, sex is fine, but you shouldn't just do it so casually. Do it with somebody that you actually care about, that you want to spend your time with, which honestly is kind of a high-key true statement, and honestly kind of something that the world kind of should understand a bit more better when it comes down to things like this. But when it comes down to it though, it just is what it is. That's just his character. His character is so much so that literally doing the right thing and refocusing himself made his ass hard and all that sort of nonsense at the very end when he got his reaffirmation when it comes down to what he needs to do. He's like, yeah, I'm hard. Yeah, I'm like that. And you know what? We're gonna go ahead and save Nanase because that's the right thing to do. Again, so dumb. But this is such a good story. This is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever possibly seen, with the most ridiculous sort of concepts and the most ridiculous dialogue I think I've ever seen ever. But it's done so well to the point I can't get mad at it. This is one of the reasons why I'm just like, man, I really hope they do a true uncensored version of this show, because this shit is peak. This shit is the most funnest thing I think I've ever really seen. And to keep it very much a stack, it will be a shame if they don't do a true uncensored version of this show, or even go as far as to have the characters to get a actual Jinsai version of the show and just let them all get clapped in some shape or form that didn't really get shown in the show, or by popular demand, the popular characters getting their cheeks ran, or something like that. I would very much love to see it. Or maybe if there's a different route in the visual novel where everybody does get clapped in some messed up sort of way, then do that instead. I would very much love to see that. Again, this show is just absolutely peak as hell. It's actually genuinely amazing. And like I said before, when this show goes off the air, I'm gonna be very sad. What's this dialogue? I'm going to be very sad because obviously there ain't no other show that's gonna take up the mantle of what this is. The only other show that could possibly take up the mantle of something like this would be like a Parallel Paradise, or maybe another anime or show I haven't really heard of before that could do something like this. Outside of that, I don't think there is going to be another show like Nukitashi when it comes down to it. And it's going to be sad when they don't continue it with the anime and stuff like that. Even though I feel like it's very damn good, and it should get a second season if they so choose to do so. To me personally, this show has definitely reached GOAT status in my personal opinion. It has done things for me that I have not seen an anime do, ever, really. And really, it's been since Plus Size Elf since I really seen a show pull off something that I didn't think was really, gonna work, or maybe more so unique in a way that I didn't think was possible to be done in an anime, and yet it proved my point that yes, it absolutely can. And that's not just because it's unique, like it's never been done before. Yeah, there's been obviously concepts of people clapping cheeks just across the board in an anime before. You had things like Worlds and Harem to kind of exist, but here's the problem: Worlds and Harem got suffered from, with obviously the amount of like weird censorship stuff that obviously Crunchyroll was doing, which obviously a show like Worlds and Harem should not have been in the hands of Crunchyroll, should have been in the hands of High Dive or literally anybody else that does not mind NSFW content in their anime. But when it comes down to it though, this did it better. I feel like Nukitashi has done it better than what Worlds and Harem did with their anime and such like that. Right, to the point where it was like getting so messed up or censored in Worlds and Harem to the point I couldn't even just finish watching it. I didn't even bother to watch it, honestly, when it comes down to it, because I really wanted to get to more seasons of that show, but unfortunately it just never going to happen because of how Crunchyroll purposely folded that show and all the way it did, right? And at least Nukitashi is getting what it wants to do, what it needs to do, without really any sort of stupid ass worry and all that sort of stuff when it comes down to it. And that's great, and that's what I like to see more of. And hopefully more NSFW ecchi shows will go to different websites that isn't Crunchyroll, so that basically we can kind of get more shows like Nukitashi come through to be the most absolute insane piece of shit anime that I've ever really seen. And it's gonna be a great time. But ultimately though, I guess that's really what I want to say for this one. Definitely this show is still very much goated, and it's really genuinely might be in my top 5 favorite shows of all time. It's crazy to say that, it genuinely is, but ultimately I'm sort of kind of seeing it. I'm sort of kind of seeing that sort of thing. So it's just doing things that I needed to do. But that's essentially, I guess, all I really want to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until next day, sign off. Have a blessed day.